Good evening, everybody, on a beautiful Friday night. Today, picked up the Aroma de Cuba Passion Encanto. That right there. Very nice looking cigar. 6x60 Gordo. Construction is a little rough, a little separation on the wrap. Tightly packed, not too tight, just nice pack. Nice and pliable, not, I wouldn't say oily, kind of a little drier. But good looking cigar. And then we're going to pair this up with some Trappist Rockford number 10. Nice Belgian style Abbey Ale. Got to get up early in the morning, so can't have any whiskey or tequila tonight. Got to get up. Good draw. Let's get her toasted. A little bit interesting light. Very good draw though. Nice clean smoky flavor. Quite reminiscent of the this is of the My Father manufacturer, so giving you those good notes along the Don Pepin and the My Father, the Judge. If there was anything that popped out at me, I would have to say there would be a bit of cedar. But a good clean, thick smoke. Set this down for a second. Go ahead and crack open a little something to drink. Of course, using what you got. Should probably get something else, but I like it. My favorite glass, which technically this is not the right glass for this particular beer. It's pretty interesting how you can get into that whole range of and the thing is, on these Belgians, you do, did I do it just right? I got it just right. On the Belgians, you want a bigger head on it. These types of beers. More lagers and whatnot. You'll pour that with a smaller head on it. Maybe about an inch, half an inch. Belgians really open up that flavor profile. You want to get it to around maybe 2-3 inches of head. And let it sit for a little bit, let it breathe, and go ahead and have a taste. Yeah, this is a good size to me. I like this size particularly because it gives you don't have to pull on it, you know, to get that big draw, that puff of smoke. I like the Churchills as well. Those are very nice, you know, named after Winston Churchill. Probably not one of the greatest guys of all time, but he definitely made cigar smoking famous for sure. Another guy, Castro, I read his book back when I was in the Navy, when I first really got into cigar smoking. Got out of boot camp, and there's a mall right across the way from Great Lakes, and went in there and bought a humidor and some marketing experts Gurkhas and a few other nice sticks. I think the guy pointed out to me. Spent way too much money, way more than I should have, and had a good time. You know, go out and hang out on base and have one, and it was a good time back then. Again, I'm not very good with the whole profiling of the flavors. It's not no musty shoe. It's not that. And though it can have the slight manure type smell when you get a cigar and you're like, oh, that's kind of funky, I'm not feeling that. The actual taste of the flavor that you get off the smoke is it's a smoker thing, I guess. If you, some things, you know, like somebody who likes to drink, they may say, hey, you know, I like this, you know, it has this vanilla, this citrus, this or that. And other people are like, it's alcohol, I'm just trying to get drunk. And for me, I think it's a good blend of, I enjoy the buzz of a good cigar, and also good cigars have, you know, a flavor profile that I may not be able to hit directly onto. For this one, maybe some cedar and raisin, maybe, you know, I got you. And it may not sound as appetizing, but almond skins, I think that may be coming through. A mix of almond skins, cedar, and raisins. Kind of like if you put some trail mix on the barbecue grill. You do with that what you will. Well, I'm gonna get into this first third, then I'll let you guys know how it is. So I'm into the first third, holding the ash really strong. I was a little concerned. I thought there was a bit of a separation in the wrapper, but construction, as you can see, is pretty much flawless, I guess. I picked these up from Total Wine, and a lot of in and out there, so maybe a little humidification may be a little bit off, but normally I would hit up one of the local spots, which Union Cigar City or Rain City here in Seattle. They do a really good job, and we have a couple cigar lands that are really nice. I had nothing bad to say about it, definitely. I think anything coming out of the My Father collection, as long as it's been humidified properly, is an excellent cigar. It just, as I'm taking my time, no bitterness, no creosote type taste or anything like that. Not bitter. I won't go as far to say it'd be as sweet like something crazy like a Drew Estate factory smoke, which those definitely a step above Swisher Sweet. And I was looking at those today, for the price point compared to for me personally, I had a hard time picking one up, but if it was between that and Charter Oak, I'd definitely pick up one of those, especially for just a casual day smoke. But it's Friday night, did some good welding, some prep work for get back to it Monday. Finished up on a box truck, changed, basically cut out and put a new door frame in there for loading and unloading. And tonight we'll see if I get out there and do some sim racing. Thinking about hitting up Spa and something nice, maybe a Ferrari 488 or really been itching. It's funny having talking about it, but there's some nice cars on that sim, and iRacing's all loaded back up, so I'll be probably hit Spa and get some good laps in. Right now F1's on a break, so there's nothing on, no big weekend build-ups like normal, where I'm waking up super early on a Sunday morning. It's fun to get out there and go into the virtual world and be my own gentleman driver. And these are the habits of a true gentleman driver: enjoying a nice cigar, having a good drink, and being able to sit back and relax after all the hard work you've put in. This definitely is the piece de resistance to the day. Right now I'm watching Club Shay Shay, Oscar De La Hoya. I've gone back and watched his fights, rewatch. I remember I was in the Navy when he fought Floyd. I was in Mississippi, Meridian, Mississippi, and that was a fight. That was a good one. And I'd have to say, Oscar, he's got his storied past and whatnot, and you've seen the photos and stuff like that. But overall, when he talks, he seems like a relatively honest guy, I guess. He seems a lot more humble in his older age and more relaxed in himself. And 6-time champion. You can't knock that. You cannot knock that at all. Up there with Manny Pacquiao. Big fan of Manny Pacquiao. I wouldn't say over Floyd because Floyd is one of my top 5 favorites. But Manny Pacquiao's top 10, and being a southpaw, the way he would just go at guys, no fear, fight anybody, you know, loss on the record, it's whatever. Everything he's done for his country, his people, what he means to his people. That's an awesome thing. Yeah, I'm definitely digging the cigar. It's a good one. It's definitely a good one. Good quality smoke. Definitely suggest, you know, if you see it in it. Again, it's the Aroma de Cuba Passion Encanto. I believe the Encanto is stating one of the different sizes. It comes in many sizes. I also saw a Churchill in there. But like I said before, the 6x60, that's kind of like the right spot for me. You know, it's like a backwood, if you know what I'm saying. And we don't indulge in that stuff, but in the youth, you know, in our youth we get a little crazy, but this is it's a really good cigar. There goes that ash. Just dropped off. I'm moving it around. It's getting a little, let it sit for a second. It's not, I just want to touch it up right there, because for me, I just like a little touch. No big deal, not that big deal to me. Just even it out. Keep it on. Yeah, I can't front, it got on me. But that's just that life, you know. If you're standing or something, that's always nice. But yeah, no, great cigar. I do understand what they mean by spice. It's starting to come to me. I did take a long hiatus from smoking cigars, probably about 8 years, probably longer than that actually. Off and on, I wouldn't say a full 8 years. I say, you know, you have one every blue moon. But this is, yeah, definitely barbecue. And if I barbecue, you know, you might break out you a stick, some bourbon, you know, because I like to smoke briskets and beef ribs and beef back ribs, which comes off the prime rib cut. That's slice the ribs off of that, and that's good eating right there. Yeah, I mean, it's just a heavy hitter. This is, yeah, like I said, I think everything out of the My Father line, you really can't mess with it. I'd say this is a bit big for a beginner or someone who doesn't necessarily like smoke cigars too often. It's a pretty big cigar, but it's very pleasant. The smoke is pleasant. It's not bitter. It's almost sweet, you could say. Very relaxing. I would put this more in the medium category. Now, like the Camacho Triple Maduro, this is a natural. I think a lot of the Maduros give me that more full body experience. I believe this is a Puro as well, all Nicaraguan blend. And yeah, there's a bit of spice coming in. And when we say spice, I believe what that is like maybe if you eat like steak, peppered steak. Sometimes you may go to a nice restaurant, they have the peppercorn sauce, and you get that little tingle on your tongue. That's that spice factor, and definitely starting to come in. Before it was just really smooth. I didn't get that, and I'm not a big fan of spice in my cigars. I like to just smooth. Um, maybe yeah, definitely starting to have a little bite to it, but not like I'm smoking it too fast and I'm burning my tongue, because that happens. You get to If you feel rushed with one of these big cigars and you get the puff in it trying to go. To me, I can just let it sit. I think the other day I was having that Don Pepin, and I probably left up to here. I just sat it down, came back after taking my boys to their soccer practices, and finished it with a nice little drink with that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, for a cigar, a good premium cigar, I think that it's totally okay. That you got to put it down. It's okay. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just a Robusto probably would have been more fitting that day. But I don't really buy Robustos. I was in San Diego last month, and I was down in Old Town. There's a really nice cigar shop in Old Town. Everybody dresses up like Western cowboys type style, and I picked up a Caldwell Eastern Standard in Robusto, and that was delicious. That was a really good one. Great 45-minute smoke. But that, I would say, that was very mild. That was a mild cigar. This is medium. This has a body. It has body to it. It has a bit of oomph to it. Out here at night, the nightlife, the possums and the whatnot are starting to come alive, and wonder why there's what I'm doing out here. But I'm gonna keep on enjoying this. I'll let you know how that final third comes out. Now, this is something you sip slow. This is 11.3%, so not something you need to get too crazy on. So I'll see you in a bit. So down to the final third. It's a really good cigar. I agree with most of the guys out there that say, the premium cigar market outside of Cuba is nowadays is top notch. I remember being in the Navy, and I believe it was 2009, 2010 deployment, getting out to Dubai and hitting the shops in 2010, being able to get Behi K54s at a reasonable price. I think they were like $60 a stick. And that was the first time I really acknowledged the blue smoke. Like, that was a really good cigar. It's different. Then my father, the judge, is something I hold in high regard, and I would say the difference between that and this is just the consistency of the burn, and I think the flavor is stronger and a lot less spice. I think once I got past the second half down into this final third, it was pretty it started getting a lot more spice to it, which is not a bad thing. It's just not preferable to my palate. But nevertheless, I mean, this is a really good one. It's very enjoyable Friday night smoke. I have no complaints. Like I said before, I thought there was a bit of a construction flaw, but maybe just a little bit of looseness in the roll. But tight, burned really well. Ash held on pretty strong from me. I mean, I'm sure if I really wanted to just hold it, and the ash would have held probably almost halfway through this cigar. It's really good. 8.5, somewhere in there out of 10. If we were going on those scale ratings. Like I was saying about the Behe K54, that was one of my first Cuban was actually the Cohiba Escondidos. Like I said, I was reading, I think, yeah, at the time, I was reading Evander Holyfield's autobiography and Castro's biography, and reading about how his father enjoyed wines from Rioja with cigars, and he picked up the pace of that and bought up, I believe it was a 5-pack of Escondidos, something like that. It was a nice little box that I bought, and those were really good, which later on I went back. I think we were there for like a week or so in Dubai, and went back and bought some Behe K54s. I think I bought a 5-pack, and then I ended up buying just a whole box. They were so good. And I think that's probably a profile that I've been chasing for a long time. But as the years gone on, the prices increased. I wouldn't say that like a Padron 1926, I'm not putting that on the same level as that. Another one is the Bolivar Belicosos. I was able to get a few of those from my travels in the Navy. That was prompted by one of my favorite movies of all time, Black Hawk Down. I love that scene with the African arms dealer. You know, he says Miami is not Cuba. That's a good line. You know. And no, this is a solid smoke. If you ever see this in your local shop, definitely suggest picking it up. Definitely set aside some good time. Well over an hour. Definitely, you don't need to have anything on the schedule for this. Especially anytime you have a 6x60, clear your schedule. You know, make sure everybody's entertained or doesn't need you, which is rare. But yeah, like I said, second half, the final third is a bit spicier, still not bitter, not, you know, burn, you know, no, it's not hot either, you know, getting this down, it's not a burning hot. That's pretty good. Hopefully the Falcons have a good season this year. We'll see. They made the interesting moves with Michael Penix love to see them do some good things. Again, listening to this Oscar De La Hoya on Club Shay Shay, and he's making a lot. He makes a lot of good points. You know, he's very candid in this. Really appreciate it. Makes me want to go back and watch Roy Jones Jr. versus James Toney again. That was an epic fight. Really good fight. You know, I do miss those fights, like what he was talking about when fighters just fought. You know, they were willing to fight the best to be the best. Not so much. They're not. You know, you gotta be business minded. You know, especially in today's economy, the way things are going. But I can't wait for the next big fight so I can come out here and have a stogie and watch a fight. Probably pour something nice. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this. This will probably go down to the nub because this is a good one. And this is Gentleman Driver signing off. Hope everybody has a good weekend.